Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to deep dive into IPconfig command, one of the most commonly used Windows networking command. So my video is going to mainly focus on these commands: IPconfig all, release, renew, and DNS. So let's open the command prompt. So you can do in two different ways, and you can do uh, run, right? You can open the run app and then you can try cmd, oh no, cmd, that open the prompt, or you can go to directly cmd and then open as an administrator. That gives you the highest privilege to run the commands. All right, so let's look at the first command, IPconfig. So first thing I need to mention is I'm using a Spectrum Charter router. So it is giving the IP version 6 also, but it is not my primary IP. I'm using the primary IP as the IP version for IPs. So in the IPconfig command, you can see all your network adapters and some of the basic network information, right? So here you see two media adapters disconnected, and this is connected. That's a Wi-Fi adapter, and this is also disconnected. So you see IP version 4, IP, subnet, mask, gateway. So if you want to see what is your IP and then gateway and mask, IPconfig is the simple command to go with. And then other one is IP, let's clear it, CLS, and then if you press up arrow key, you will get your previous commands. So you don't have to type all the time. IPconfig all. So this is the command that gives you the detailed information. So I'm going to just focus on the wireless adapter that is connected, not others. So these are the information you can find out. Mainly if the physical address, the MAC address of your adapter, and whether here you see you have the IP address, mask, and when the lease obtained, right? And what is your gateway, what is the DHCP server, what is the IP address of it, and what are the DNS servers you are using, right? So this gives you a detailed information. So let's look at the so we looked at these two commands already. I will mark it green, this one. So we will look at this release command now and see how that works. So release command, normally we use renew. We don't use release very often, but we use release in some cases. Say you have a workstation, somebody is asking a IP reservation. Say they want a certain IP all the time, to do some kind of work that they need a static IP. So in that case, say they already have an IP address. So it has a lease of 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours. So first you have to release that IP before that machine go out and get the new reserved IP from the DHCP server. So in that case, you have to release that existing IP. So IPconfig release. Sometimes it takes a little longer time. Okay, but it did it very quickly, right? So now you see IPconfig. Alright, now you don't have an IP. You have a 192.168.254.173.69. This is a auto configuration IP address. If your machine cannot get an IP, or don't have an IP, or don't have a DHCP server to provide IP, it will automatically generate IP for itself. But you cannot go out to internet using this IP. So yes, so this is correct. So you did the release, and then so before I go to the release per adapter, I'm going to renew my IP, right? I have to do that, otherwise I don't have an IP. Renew. It's renewing my IP. Yes, it did it quickly, right? So I got an IP, and then IPconfig all, and you have to notice this one. You see the lease time is just 105. My time is 106. So it is basically, it just got the IP right now, right? So because it lost the IP and it has to get a new lease now. Right. All right. So let's do this adapter thing. So say if you have a multiple adapter, you don't want to say you have wired, wireless, so you are testing something on the wireless, but you don't want to disturb the wired IP address. So what you can do is you can renew per adapter. So I will show you. So in the renewal, you have to type in the wireless, your connection name. That is the Wi-Fi, right? Wi-Fi is the connection name. So it is a little tricky how to find the connection name. So I will use the PowerShell command, PowerShell, and then you do get net ADA net. This way. Net ADA adapter. Right. So you see here, so this is the name of your connection, right? So in your here you see this is the Wi-Fi. So it says wireless LAN adapter and a space the Wi-Fi name. So what you have to do is IPconfig release Wi-Fi. The operation failed as no adapter in this state permit. Operation failed as no adapter is in the state permissible for this operation. IPconfig. Okay. Nope. I should have done Wi-Fi without underscore. Yep, I did it. IPconfig. You see, it lost that IP. So now it's getting an auto configuration IP. So IPconfig do, I think I have a thing, renew. Let's do the renew adapter here. Renew Wi-Fi. Yep, it did it. Right, so you get the new IP, and then you see IPconfig all. The lease time is now 109, not 105. So it just got this lease. So let's look at our script. So we did release general and adapter already, and we did the renew for both general and adapter. And then let's dive into display DNS. So you know DNS, how DNS works. So it has a hierarchy, and most of the time the devices and your router and your ISP cache a lot of DNS records. And what will happen is when you request a page, it will give you that resolution from the cache information. Somehow, say, think about you cached an information before the next refresh of that cache. Somehow the page got updated. So you are not going to get the updated page. In that case, say if a customer is complaining saying they are seeing the older information, not the new information, you have to flush the DNS. So it can go out and get the update. So let's look at IPconfig DISPLA display DNS. So it will give you all your cached DNS. You see how much information it has been cached. So the DNS cache mainly contain the address, URL address, and the IP address. Therefore, you have to go and flush the DNS to get the new information. So let's do the flush DNS. Flush DNS. So now you flush all your DNS cache, and now you go and look at the display DNS. You see, it's not scrolling so long. It just, these are the default DNS come with the Windows environment. So basically you flush all your DNS records. Hope this video is very helpful for your network troubleshooting. I would appreciate if you like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. I see you in a next video.